Hi, Seneca Tea Party. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you tonight, but I'm really glad that my friend Janelle Rains is there with you, and she's going to share with you why she's supporting my candidacy. Well, we got some really good news tonight. It seems that the House of Representatives has passed the Senate bill that is going to stop Common Core. Yes, it's an effort that has culminated from the grassroots that have been working so hard for the last year. We've all been working to stop the Common Core standards, and finally we have got the bill passed. It's on its way now to the governor's desk to be signed into law. But this is just the first battle. The war has not been won yet, because while the bill does end the Smarter Balance test, which is the pipeline to the federal government for our student level data, what it doesn't do is totally end the standards. Now it's going to be up to the next superintendent of education to rewrite the standards. And that's why this election is so important. Because you see, nearly every candidate in this race is saying they're against Common Core. But the truth of the matter is, none of them really understand the problems with Common Core. They are all saying it because they know that's what the voters want to hear. The only candidate in this race that has proven that they understand the problems behind Common Core through their actions is Sheri. That's me. I'm the one that has led the fight against the Common Core standards, and the fight that we have all worked on that has ended up with this law that is stopping Common Core. And I'm the candidate that is going to rewrite the standards in a way that is going to reflect South Carolina values and point our standards towards a classical education. We can't count on these other candidates that are just paying lip service to stopping Common Core. I can tell you, because I have been on the stump with these other candidates, and when they're asked the hard questions about Common Core, they have very little knowledge about the problems. We can't trust them to rewrite the standards, and if you elect anybody other than Sheri for Superintendent of Education, what's going to happen is we're going to end up just like Indiana or Oklahoma or Arizona, with the Common Core standards just under a different name. And there's some candidates that you need to be particularly careful about, and that's Sharmika Childs, who was the deputy superintendent under McSace. While she says that she's against Common Core, when she was deputy superintendent under McSace, she pushed through the Common Core science standards just last summer. She even authored the No Child Left Behind waiver that further committed our state to the Common Core standards. So what you need to do is you need to know the truth. You need to examine actions and not just listen to what the candidates are saying. You can see that my actions have been the fact that I have led the fight that has been successful in stopping the Common Core standards, that has ended with this legislation that has just passed. And now it's time to act and elect the right superintendent candidate that can rewrite the standards. In addition to finishing the job of rewriting the standards to remove the Common Core from South Carolina, the other thing that I plan to do is I plan to convene a task force that's going to expose the liberal bias and the falsehoods that we all know is in the public school classrooms. That is the one good thing that's come of Common Core, is that parents and taxpayers have woken up to what's being taught in public school classrooms. And it's time that we put a stop to this. So I'm going to use the momentum of the Common Core movement, the grassroots network, and the Office of the Superintendent of Education to expose these falsehoods and liberal bias. And I'm counting on your support and your vote in order to make this happen. It's time to put an end to your taxpayer dollars funding this liberal indoctrination of students in our state. In addition to that, I plan to champion a voucher system for South Carolina. You see, we're Republicans and we're conservatives, and there's no reason why South Carolina shouldn't have a voucher system. Instead of government-run solutions for education, what we need are free market solutions. We believe in the free market, and that's what we need to address the education problems in South Carolina. So these are the three things that I plan to do as your next superintendent of education. I hope that you will consider voting for me on June 10th that you might consider volunteering for the campaign in these next 3 weeks, and that if you will go to sherifew.com and consider giving a donation. I'm sorry again that I couldn't be with you tonight. I pray that you will hear what Jonelle has to say, and God bless you, and God bless America.